I have never seen a baby alligator snapping turtle. Look at that. Real quick, we're gonna get back on this rig here today. The exhaust manifold came in, as you saw previously in that little clip. It's time to get this put together. We don't like much. This passenger side factory manifold for a big block Chevy is pretty hard to find. So we're gonna do that. I've gotta hook the wires up. I have just about everything else hooked up to it. So we'll put this manifold on. I gotta hook up the starter wires, which I've already got ran down there. Yeah, short list, guys. Let's do it. So in the process of moving this truck around, I noticed that without the engine in it and no power steering, that it felt like the bearing popped out and the steering wheel was flopping around in there. Well, it sure did. There's a bearing right here that just slides down in there. Well, I found out this thing had that 90s model, the same steering wheel that's in the Blazer that doesn't belong in it. They had that 90s, 88 through 95 steering wheel that they all put in these. Well, the factory one, this is my assumption of what's going on. The factory wheel was really big. It had probably a sleeve on it that pushed down against this bearing, and when you tightened that up, it kept that bearing pushed in there. Well, what I like to do on these trucks is I like to get the 70s model Camaro Firebird steering wheel. Well, it's just Camaro, not Firebird, I'm sorry. The Camaro steering wheel. I think these are really cool, but when they get something happens, whatever petroleum stuff that's in them, they start getting sticky, so they're very hard. I've got a few of them, but they're all sticky, but they're mint condition. But this one, I ordered off when I first bought this truck from a guy in New York off eBay, and it's been in here ever since. But the part that goes up against this isn't that deep, and there's a gap in there, so I've come up with a solution that I think might work. Spacer would work pretty well in there. So what I found, 3/4 fits over that and will go down in there. I'm going to cut this off, feather it in, put that on there, and that should make a good enough spacer when the steering wheel presses on there and tightens up. It'll also help by pushing that bearing and keep not letting it slide out. Now it's a bummer because I was looking for a snap-on wrench so I could cut it up instead of my nice cheap one here, but I think I can still use one side of this wrench, but we'll cut this off and see how it does. All right, so I've done some checking. There's the steering wheel. That wrench that I cut the closed end off of, I cut it off. I done some grinding on it. I checked with my caliper little tool, and this thing is exactly perfect to fit on there for that spacer. And then I done some measurements, and it's exactly going to take the space that this steering wheel is lacking. So that will go in there. The wheel is gonna, hold on. I don't want a crooked wheel, I can't do that. But yeah, it's the exact space for that. So I would say that was a win. So here's our 150 mile update so far. Since Friday, we've been running this truck all over the place. So let's go over what's still ailing it, how's it doing, and all that. So right off the bat, the truck has been doing pretty well. I've got about 150 or so miles on it. I filled it up with 91 octane gas, and with the timing that I've got into this, it's not dieseling when I shut it off. It's got good power, it's running well. There's still something pretty funky going on with that steering column. It acts like those 99 through 06 trucks where the shaft is loose in the column. So I'm gonna have to fix that. Let me think what else. Really nothing in here. Oh, I need to replace the felt in that door because the window's rattling. I've already did this when I owned it previously. As stated, it hadn't burned a drop of oil. I need to change these belts because these are the ones that's been on it for God knows how long, but I wanted to make sure it was up and running. I still got to do the fender wells, but I'm putting that off for right now until I'll probably do the cab corner, not the cab corners, the rockers on it. But I'll probably get those changed here pretty quick. Let's see. I need to get a battery hold down. But other than that, this thing's rocking and rolling, so nothing too shabby here, but that's all I can come up with right now. Shut the hood on it. It is not leaking a drop of oil anywhere. Okay, I take that back. It's leaked something. The pinion seal on the rear axle is leaking, so I got to fix that. But all in all, it's doing pretty good. I went today and picked up the Turbo 350 from R&R Transmissions out in Skytook. They've got that rebuilt. Also, my bed is not completely bolted down. I found that out today as well. So, but other than that, I'm still looking for a tailgate. If anybody's got a blue tailgate that matches this patina, please contact me because I really would like the tailgate. But yeah, Rick did a wonderful job on this transmission. We'll get it home and add it to the parts list and get that K5 put together. But yeah, so far 150 miles. Probably going to put another 150 on it this week. But so far it's a pretty good old truck.